The movie begins with a blurry sonogram image showing twin babies in the womb. One of them moves suddenly, turning the peaceful image into a disturbing vision. 17-year-old Maria Brennan is a quiet and lonely high school student. At home, she eats breakfast with her parents in silence. Her father, Dan, is a wealthy and distant plastic surgeon. Her mother, Amy, is gentle but emotionally unstable, struggling with depression and recurring nightmares. After breakfast, Maria steps outside and lights a cigarette. She's quickly met by a classmate who mocks her. At school, she is isolated and picked on by others. On the bus, she gets bullied. Her only connection is Lily, a popular girl who mostly ignores her and uses her for convenience. Lily's boyfriend, Sean, is someone Maria secretly has feelings for, even though he is completely out of reach. Later that day, Maria joins her family for dinner. Her mother tries to encourage her to attend the upcoming winter prom and suggests setting her up with a boy. Maria dismisses the idea. When Dan gets involved, he's blunt. He says Maria has no friends, no prospects, and is wasting her life. Maria hears every word. Humiliated, she retreats to her room. There, she stares into the mirror. Something catches her eye, a folded sonogram image tucked behind the mirror frame. It shows twins. Confused, she puts it back. She moves to the bathroom, but something feels wrong. Her reflection in the mirror begins to move on its own. Frightened, she runs back to her room and locks the door. The next morning, Maria tries to tell her parents about what she saw. Dan cuts her off, saying she looks terrible and needs to put on makeup before talking to anyone. He never asks what's wrong. Maria gives up and goes to school, keeping the strange mirror moment to herself. At the bus stop, her bully Mark is waiting again. But Lily arrives and offers Maria a ride in her new car. Maria accepts, forced to sit in the back as Lily and Sean flirt. At school, Mark trips Maria in front of everyone. She falls hard, but Sean steps in to defend her. Lee pulls him away before a fight starts. That night, Maria has a vivid dream about her own birth. She wakes up in a panic and hears a voice from the bathroom. Inside, she sees her reflection, but it isn't mimicking her movements. Instead, the reflection faces away from her and speaks. It calls itself Aram. It says it knows all of Maria's secrets, her pain, and her loneliness. Aram offers to make it all disappear. Maria is scared but intrigued. They talk for a while. Aram is confident, bold, and beautiful. Maria begins to feel calmer. That night, she sleeps peacefully for the first time in a long while. The next morning, Maria wakes up refreshed. Her parents notice the change. She looks more alive. When she tells them she wants to go to prom, they are thrilled. She doesn't have a date yet, but they don't mind. It's the first time she's shown interest in anything social. Later at school, Maria asks Lily to help her learn how to skate for prom. Lily agrees. After school, Maria visits her dad's clinic to wait for him. There, she sees one of his patients acting overly familiar with him. It feels more personal than professional. Maria begins to suspect her father is hiding something. Despite the tension, she still goes to the movies with Dan. At the theater, they run into Mark and his friends. Mark acts polite, complimenting Dan and pretending to be friendly. Dan notices Maria's discomfort and tells her he'll give her a surprise gift the next day. That night, Maria tells Aram about it. She's hopeful. Maybe it's something special. Maybe it's a car. The next day, Maria arrives at Dan's office expecting a surprise. Instead, he hands her a cosmetic surgery consultation. He plans to reshape her face, fixing what he sees as flaws. To him, this is a gift. Maria is devastated. She runs back to her room and confides in Aram. Together, they agree no one truly cares. Dan wants to change her. Amy is too weak to defend her. Aram believes they all deserve punishment. Later that day, Amy hears Maria talking to someone and follows the sound to the bathroom. But when she opens the door, no one is there. She tells Dan something feels wrong. He dismisses her concerns, blames her depression, and tells her to take her medication. The next day, Maria meets Lily at an abandoned ice rink to practice skating. Lily starts off friendly, giving instructions, but when Maria slips and falls, Lily skates off without helping. She leaves Maria alone on the ice. It becomes clear this was intentional. Lily is jealous that Sean sometimes defends Maria. This was her way of putting Maria back in her place. That night, Maria returns to the mirror. Aram is waiting. She tells Maria the truth. Lily has never been a real friend. She always chose others, ignored Maria, and used her. Aram then makes an offer. If Maria wants to escape her pain, they can switch places. Maria would live in the mirror, and Aram would take over her life. All it takes is touching the glass with both hands and a kiss. Maria is about to agree when Amy calls her downstairs. Amy surprises her with a prom dress and tiara. That night, Maria goes to prom alone, dressed beautifully and full of hope. At the rink, Sean asks her to dance. For a moment, everything feels perfect, but Maria still can't skate. She slips and falls. Mark sees it and grabs her, dragging her across the ice while everyone laughs. No one helps, except Sean. That's the breaking point. Maria returns home and faces the mirror. She tells Aram she's ready. They press their palms together and kiss the glass. The switch happens. Aram steps out, now in control, calm and confident. She lights a cigarette and smiles. Maria disappears into the mirror. That night, Amy has a nightmare. She relives giving birth. The dream leaves her shaken. At breakfast, she senses something strange in Maria, but says nothing. At school, Mark mocks her again, but Aram doesn't shy away. She calls him out in front of everyone, saying he bullies her because he's attracted to her. The crowd laughs, and Mark is left speechless. Later, Lily apologizes for leaving her during prom. Aram accepts, but only if Lily keeps helping her skate. Lily agrees, unaware that Aram has been secretly practicing and preparing for something else. Aram then turns her attention to Amy. She sets a trap. She invites Dan's mistress to his office, then asks the secretary to bring Amy there, pretending it's a surprise lunch. Amy arrives and steps into the elevator. Inside is the mistress, wearing an outfit Daniel once complimented. The woman smiles and says it's his favorite. Amy says nothing and returns home in silence. That night, Aram confronts her. She forces Amy to admit what she already knows. Dan is unfaithful and the marriage is broken. Amy finally snaps and slaps Aram. From behind the mirror, Maria watches in horror. The next day, Aram sets her sights on Mark. She waits until after hockey practice and lures him into the locker room showers. When they're alone, she strikes his knee with a sharp blow, breaking it. Then she continues hitting him until he stops moving. Whether he lives or dies is unclear. Her next target is Lily. Aram invites her back to the old ring. Lily agrees, still unaware of what's coming. They begin skating, but something feels wrong. Aram is too skilled, too focused. Lily senses the danger and tries to leave. Aram chases her. Lily runs, slips on the pavement, and hits her head hard on the ground. She dies on the spot. Aram calmly calls for an ambulance, faking panic. That night, Maria appears in the mirror and demands a switchback. Aram refuses. She says Lily's death was an accident. She fell. Aram also says Maria secretly wanted this to happen. When Maria asks who she really is, Aram replies, "You already know." Later, Aram attends Lily's wake. She pretends to grieve, offering comfort to those around her. Sean is there too, clearly heartbroken. A detective also arrives, observing the group closely. The pressure unsettles Aram, and she leaves early, telling Sean it's too painful to stay. He believes her and offers his support. Days later, Sean calls Aram. He asks her to come over. He misses Lily and wishes she could return. But Aram doesn't go there to share his grief. Instead, she has a plan. That night, the two end up together. Their connection turns physical. They sleep together, and Aram gets exactly what she wanted. After that, Aram grows more reckless. She and Sean begin skipping school, drinking, and smoking. At dinner, she openly challenges Dan, pushing back at every comment. He grows frustrated, but doesn't realize how dangerous she has become. Amy watches quietly, unable to stop what's happening. Soon, the police begin investigating Lily's death. Detectives come to the school and ask questions. Aram senses the danger. She convinces Sean to leave school and go with her to a motel, saying it's safer. At the motel, things spiral. Sean gets a call from his mother. The police want to speak to both of them. He suggests they go back and talk to the detectives. Aram refuses. He grows suspicious. Then he tries to leave. In a moment of fear and panic, Aram picks up a vodka bottle and hits him. The blow is fatal. Sean dies instantly. Shaken, Aram runs to the bathroom mirror. Maria is there. Both girls cry, devastated by what's happened. Meanwhile, Amy has another dream. This time, it's clear. She remembers giving birth to twins. The second baby had physical deformities. Dan, obsessed with perfection, refused to keep her. Despite Amy's pleas, he made the decision. Only Maria was allowed to live. The other child was discarded, but her spirit remained. That spirit became Aram. Now, Aram heads to Dan's clinic. It's closed, but she pretends to be drunk. Dan lets her in and places her on a medical bed. While he steps away to get her a drink, she stands and removes her clothes. He's shocked and tells her stop, but she stares at him and asks a question. If she had been born deformed, would he still have loved her? Dan hesitates. Eventually, he lies and says yes. Aram sees through it, calmly. She grabs a scalpel and slits his throat. As he dies, she cleans her hands and looks into the mirror. She calls for Maria, but Maria is gone. Now, truly alone, Aram wanders the city. With nowhere else to go, she returns home. That night, Amy gets into bed, unaware of everything. Aram crawls in beside her. In the final moment, both girls lie on either side of Amy, one in body, one in spirit, and the story comes to an end.